Bye. All right, raindrops, 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 raindrops. Carlos must be filming Bell Collect all day tomorrow. Is that why we're giving this live tonight? Wait, what's this? Carlos must be filming Bell Collective all day tomorrow. Is that why we're getting this live? I have a lot going on, raindrops. I'm sorry for being late. But listen, it's Sunday. We're live on a Sunday. A lot is going on. But I thank you all so much for being able to spend your Sunday evenings with Claudia, Jordan, and I. We are all over the world. We are literally in 3 different places that isn't our primary residence. So that's the reason why we have to hop on a live. Tomorrow, we're all scattered all over the place. I have a big shoot tomorrow. Claudia, she'll tell you what she's doing. Dustin's been kicking ass all weekend doing what he's doing. I'll have him tell you that too. And then tomorrow's the BET Awards. Kevin Hart's hosting it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just do this Sunday right after the episode. And then from there, we will, make sure you guys have something to watch after you guys watch this on Peacock. Because a lot of my raindrops watch the latest episode of Housewives on Peacock on Mondays. So at least you know that you don't have to wait till 7 o'clock tomorrow to watch our recap. And we are also going to talk about a lot of other great things. So without much further ado, hi, Lionel. Hi. Okay. I keep saying this wrong. There we go. Without further ado. Y'all told me not to say much. Okay. Without further ado, let me bring on Claudia Jordan and Dustin Ross. Claudia, you muted. You muted, Claudia, just so you know.
I'm not. What's up, Raindrop?
Hey.
Hi, Dustin.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
I'm using my friend Annie's mic. I'm at my best friend Annie Alonzo's house, and we're doing press for stuff. So I'm sorry. My bad. Hey, y'all.
Annie.
She went
Annie,
downstairs.
are you okay?
She went downstairs. Probably to have a drink, okay?
But she is okay because she's with you. Hey, Carlos. Hey, Claudia. Carlos, I just saw you in Detroit, my nigga. What's up?
I know we were in. Listen, our hometown of Michigan. We were in Detroit over the weekend. Mm-hmm. Dustin is kicking ass. He's hosting the summit in Detroit and has been doing it all weekend. He's still in Detroit. There go Annie.
What's up, Annie?
Hi, y'all.
She's on SWAT on CBS and
shout out to Annie.
And starring in a movie called Run, and she's the lead. And my bestie got me in the movie just by her putting me on. Like, I heard her today on the phone. I just want to give my friend props. She was on the phone with a producer today, and they were talking to her about a movie role. And I heard her pitching me for the best friend role. So when your friends are putting your name in rooms that you're not in, and I heard her, I was like, that's my motherfucking dog, right? That's a real.
For real.
I love it.
Always.
Come to the mic, Annie. Come to the mic, baby.
Put them on the tip. On the tip.
Let me get to the tip. She crushes in this movie. I'm so impressed with her, you guys. So, this is real deal acting. I cannot wait for everybody to see Claudia in full action. I'm so happy for your performance.
Thank you, friend. It means a lot coming from you because I'm like, oh my God, you're gonna see me. What if I suck and you co-sign me? Drew Sidora since we review the Housewives, Drew Sidora has a part in this, and she is so good too. Like, y'all gonna love her performance in this. So she did a great job.
That's super dope. Congratulations, Claudia and Annie. Congratulations, both of y'all.
Thank you.
And Annie. Yeah. So Raindrop, check this out. So I love suspense thrillers. So the thing about this podcast is y'all raindrops get to know a little bit more about me besides me just producing reality television. I love true crime, but my favorite type of movies are suspense thrillers. So every Saturday or Sunday night, since I'm single and I'm not laying up with a man, I'm laying up with my
Who's single? Who is single?
Claudia, shut up. So anyway.
Are you single?
Yes.
Dustin, are you single?
I'm very single, yeah.
I know I'm single. Carlos, you single?
I'm single. Yes, I am.
Oh, you single until you married. I got it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's on a different finger until you move it. Till you move it around.
Why are you diverging the point
look, Claudia,
that I'm making?
now we know. Yeah.
We know, Dustin. He been trying to.
now.
No.
Ahora. Now we know. Go ahead.
So I was watching them. So on the weekends, particularly Saturday nights, I love to pick a suspense thriller movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I came across this movie, and Annie was the lead in it. She plays an a wife who's being abused by her rich husband. I'm not going to give the plot away, but Annie, name the movie.
Till Death Do Us Part.
Till Death Do Us Part.
Yeah.
It is so good. Annie is the lead. So Raindrops, watch this movie called Till Death Do Us Part. Annie said to me earlier, she said, Carlos, I'm a much better actress than that. But I'm like, I enjoyed every piece of
so hard on herself.
movie.
She's so good.
It's so good. It's so good. Somebody said,
I
remember
watch it. Where
that
can
movie.
We watch
It's
it?
so good.
I want to watch it. Where can we watch it, Annie?
You guys can watch it. Where did you? I think it might be on Tubi for sure.
Okay.
I think BET also, maybe.
Good.
I watched it.
Yeah, Stephen Bishop and Taye Diggs.
I saw it on
Congratulations,
Amazon.
Annie. Yes.
Thank you, Dustin. Oh,
Annie, a lot of people, if you can see the screen, a lot of people are saying, I saw that movie. That's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay, so I
Annie,
see
get the flowers. Annie,
It's
look at the comments.
You guys, oh my gosh, I love that movie. I'm about to start crying for real.
They said that you killing
I
SWAT.
told you. And
Great
my raindrops don't be lying, child. They're very
That's good.
And
good
very
movie.
Oh
so,
my god.
I told you it's on Amazon. Look, Annie, the last comment. Wait, hold on. This will be the last comment. Gonna move on, but look at this one.
Dustin is fine.
You see it?
And Andy was in Charlie's Angels as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Chicago Fire. You guys. Okay. This is like overload. Y'all are so sweet. Okay. So these are raindrops.
I love you, girl. Yeah.
The raindrops, bro. The raindrops.
All the flowers you deserve.
Yeah.
Wow. That means so much for real. Like, I don't ever feel it. I don't ever, I mean,
are your eyes getting watery?
Yeah. Like, I'm getting, I mean, I'm not about to drop a tear, but like, really, I just don't ever see that for real. And I could go on. This is not about me. So I just really appreciate you having me on the show.
This literally is about you. This is about you.
Thank you.
No, this literally is about you. Yeah.
And she's very generous. Literally. Everybody else loves. She's very generous with like putting other people on, giving other people their flowers. One of the most humble people in the game and super talented. No ego, no attitude. It's crazy.
Man, congratulations, Annie.
Thank you.
Yeah, and my biggest thing is this: as a Black producer in this business who obviously do reality television, my biggest thing is it's time we give flowers to Black movies and to Black actresses and actors in this business, because I don't ever want you actors to get lost in like, well, this isn't an Oscar nominated movie, or like this wasn't number one in the box office. Like,
that don't mean shit.
That don't mean anything. Like I'm a consumer who just loves entertainment, and the fact that I mentioned it and you see my raindrops in droves saying to you, Annie, like, no, we watched that movie and it was good. So God is blessing you. Don't dim your light. Not saying you are, but don't dim it. And everybody, watch Till Death Do Us Part on Amazon, on Tubi. Whatever you watch your movies is so good. And I implore you all to support Black movies, Black filmmakers. There is nothing wrong. I'm going to say this and move on. There is nothing wrong being known to be in Black movies.
And I told you about how big your light is, and that makes some people feel away.
You did.
Well, fuck them.
And we're going to turn up.
Y'all, I really appreciate y'all. Just
Annie, congratulations,
so much.
baby.
My heart's full. Thank you, Dustin. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Clark.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Raindrops. Seriously, I see the comments like, wow, I had no idea. So, wow, I'm like, my heart's so full. I really mean it. Thank you.
We're going to all do it.
You're welcome.
We're going to do a New York night, the four of us, very soon.
Please,
yes. I would love that.
Let's act up. Let's act up. I love y'all. I love y'all. I'll let y'all get
love
to
you,
it.
baby.
Yeah.
I love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. You're welcome.
Get the drinks ready, friend.
Okay.
I'm already drunk. I'm tipsy, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you. I've been outside after I finished. You know what I'm saying? I've been hosting a conference all weekend. I had work today. After I finished, I went and had a good time at Detroit Motor City Pride. I'm gay. It's gay. It's June, so I had a good time. And
you got dapped.
Tipsy. I got dapped twice. I got dapped.
You got what?
today.
Tell Claudia what that means.
Okay, Claudia. So there's this new thing, like content creators now. Anytime like it's a festival or any large gathering of people, they do this thing where they call it dapping up the tens.
Oh
So
yeah,
you
I've
see,
seen that. Oh yeah, you're
I
definitely a 10. You're
I
an
got
11.
Claudia, but look, I got it dapped up yesterday, and then it happened again today. Somebody else did
Excuse
it again
me.
today, so I had a good time. I feel good about myself. Let's talk about these motherfucking
But
housewives.
why are
That's what
you
we got to
surprised?
do.
Like, we're not surprised. You're sexy as hell. You fine and you smart.
I
The
love y'all
intelligence
too.
puts
Y'all
you,
both are.
that gives you an 11, 12, 13 because the mental on top of the looks. And
Thank
I
you,
feel
my
like you have,
friend.
and you also have very much big D energy as well. I just want to say that,
Thank
and
you,
I'm not
my
going to talk about it
friend.
anymore.
You do. And I heard that is true. So one of the
Thank you,
things
my
that I would like,
friends. Yeah, I don't care. All the rumors are true, and I ain't
How
even
do
gonna
we,
go there because dude, this ain't about me. This is RHOA. So let's talk about that.
Dustin
But
Ross?
I love y'all. And I saw my brother Carlos this weekend. It was so good to see my brother Carlos and
yes,
meet when we meet in
yes,
spaces. You know what I'm saying? That
yeah,
makes
it
me
was
feel
good.
so good. You look the fuck good. You
Thank
sounded
you.
good. You did your damn thing on that stage, brother. So it made me so happy. I
Yeah,
I
wanted to
no,
love
it
turn
made
my
me
mic
happy.
on in and be like, hell yeah, Los, but I
No,
chill.
and ask Dustin Claudia. The people, the audience was like, we watch our emergency episode last night because
Multiple, yes.
it was Claudia. It was crazy.
And it
Well,
wasn't if
imagine.
this was an audience of media owners.
Yes.
These were people that owned media companies. So it would be appreciative nonetheless. But like these were people who have other things to pay attention to and they watching us on Monday. So I just feel so good. I'm so grateful. Yeah.
Um, Imagine the reception we'd get if we possibly took this on the road and did like a little 10-city tour. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just
Or if
saying.
we shot in the studio and we get on TV where we belong.
Yeah.
That's all
If
good.
o-
You know what
Hey,
I'm saying? Yeah.
Dustin. If only we knew a TV executive producer, showrunner with a
An
production. If only we
executive producer
knew.
with a full service black owned production company.
If we only
Damn.
knew one of those.
Who has that? I don't think there's many. I don't think there's more than one. Anyway,
Hmm.
let's
And
talk
they say
about
when
it.
it rains, it pours.
It sure does. And they had on new Fendi shoes when I seen them this weekend. So I just want to say that. You look good, friend. I was like, Carlos, you better be up there in your shit, popping your
Hey,
shit. That
Dustin,
made me feel
LTV
good.
production says y'all owe us a Miami tour. They want us in Miami.
Yeah, we owe
Oh
ourselves a Miami. We owe
Lord.
ourselves a
Lee
Miami live day.
Lee
with
M says
Lu
Claudia's
with
trying to get a
Lula
job.
and Lizzie Tambien. Hello, I'm drunk, so let me stop talking too much. Let me stop
Lee
talking too much. Let's
Lee
go.
M said Claudia
Let's
trying to get a job.
go.
Duh, I'm always trying to get a job. That way I don't have to like try to
Hello,
target
Claudia keeps
old
a
sugar
job.
daddies.
And
I
let me
work.
say this: I'm drunk, so whatever. Claudia, very early in our friendship, Claudia offered to walk me into a meeting at the I'll say it at the Travel Channel for an idea, something that I had that was just an
Mm.
idea, no proof of concept, but she offered that to me. These are my friends that have showed Carlos. These are my friends that have showed up for me in a real capacity. So I love you both so much. Let's pop our shit. Let's
I
go.
love you too. I love
This
you
what
too. Love you
Diddy
too. Love you
did.
too.
That's what Diddy did
Hmm.
on the stand or in the courtroom.
He
So
did
this is
this.
I am so
More
done
oil,
with
as
you
Armand says.
guys.
More
I love
oil.
you, Armand. He said more oil. Well, go ahead.
I can't with you guys.
Okay,
Okay,
they're
so
like,
let's just get right into it. Over the
Hmm.
weekend, well, listen, the very next day after we taped our emergency episode,
Hmm.
we did learn that Brit Eady filed a $20 million lawsuit against the network. Her claims are defamation and sexual harassment. She has said that due to the revelation that the photo that Kenya posted on the poster board was not of her, that she suffered through emotional distress. She had to suffer through the consequences of a photo that wasn't her. And all of these things dealing with that particular photo, she did not show up to the reunion. She's filed a lawsuit for $20 million. Claudia Jordan, what are your thoughts on that?
the girl don't lie so much. I just don't know what's up and what's down, what's right and what's wrong. I just don't know. Like, I don't see how. I feel like you are complicit in the lie if it in fact isn't you in the picture, because you milked that for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 episodes of saying how it was you. right? And how you were so traumatized from the image being shown. And then you admitted to being a webcam girl, and you kind of admitted for images to be out there. You played along. You were complicit in this. So how do you contribute to it and then say, whoa, you guys did this to me? If I knew I never took a picture like that, sucking a thing, and a picture, the first thing I would have wanted to hear when someone tells me that my picture was shown, I need to see it right now. What picture? What picture? Not, oh my God, I'm so distraught. Oh, I lost my insurance license. That was the first thing he went to. So were you playing this from then? Or I don't really know what to believe, because if it wasn't you and then the network made it look like it was you, that's one thing. But you helped them carry the storyline that it was with you. You never once disputed it. You never once said, I don't have a picture like that. You never once said, show me the proof. I don't know. Dustin, what you think?
Yeah, I have juxtaposing emotions related to this lawsuit, right? On the one hand, when they announced the new cast for season 16 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, I was excited about Brit Eady. I looked her up. She had a unique vocal tone. She had the looks. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like she could have really given us some of the things that make us excited about Real Housewives of any city, right? She was sexy. She was quirky. She was different. She showed potential for like growth in all levels. You know what I'm saying? And I really felt like she had something to offer. This lawsuit shit, that's too deep for me. I'm not gonna touch it. Like whatever y'all figuring out, y'all have to figure out, and the powers that be will handle that. But I just feel like Brit Eady and Bravo both had an opportunity to really present us with something fascinating and something that was exciting to watch. I think Brit Eady got caught up in being defensive. I think she got caught up in defending herself, or feeling like she had to defend herself against whatever it was, right? But I feel like she felt like she had to defend herself, and she became defensive. The way we saw her tonight, easily triggered in the conversation with Shamea when they were talking about gifting and donating. Something she easily could have panned to the side, like, I don't give a fuck what y'all thought. I gave what I gave. And if I'm gonna give something else, I am. And if I'm not, I'm not. Kiss my ass. She could have had that sort of disposition, right? But she felt in the scene what I felt when I watched it was like she felt like she had to speak up and defend herself. Brit Eady is a person who stepped into season 16 of a monstrously popular reality show. And I think she felt like she had big shoes to fill. And instead of leaning into her authenticity as a personality, she played to the voices of the fans, the voices of the people that watch the show, and it resulted in disaster. So I hate to see it, me personally. It ain't about whether I agree or don't agree, none of that shit. I hate the outcome
Yeah.
of what happened, because I feel like there was potential for something so much better there.
Carlos, I don't know if any of you read the law. I did not, and I'm seeing some of the raindrops are saying, did you read the lawsuit? And Daniel Lopez says her and her lawyer asked for proof, but the network didn't show her. If they did, then they're in trouble for that, right? They're on the hook for that. If they actually did ask, then I feel bad for her. But I don't know. What do you think about this, Carlos?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Based on what has been revealed, we did mention on it was Thursday. We did mention Thursday night, and the days are going by so fast. All three of us mentioned Thursday night when she did not show up to the reunion, and then breaking news during our live taping, she posted that the picture wasn't of her, and we all said like, "Well, why didn't you see it first?" Now, Claudia, the lawsuit is saying that she allegedly did ask for it, and that they allegedly did not show it to her. That to me is again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I don't work in human resources. That is a surprise revelation, because that was the biggest thing the three of us thought was so odd, that if you were accused of something where you said out of your own mouth that you tried to scrub things off the internet and you thought you did that, and if somebody said this is you, and then you asked to see it, and allegedly you weren't able to see it, I don't know the legalities of why that wouldn't happen. I do find that strange, just based on again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't. I'm only basing this off of human interest, and that part to me is a little bit strange. If that actually is true, we don't know if that's true. What I will say is this: I'm like Dustin and you, Claudia. Um, when it comes to Brit, I felt she has so much potential to be the next reality sensation on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm a firm believer that everybody deserves a second season. I don't believe anybody gets to write their first season. I think your first season is sort of like your rookie year. It's sort of like your time to sort of like get your groove going. I know for a fact that there's several girls on all reality shows who may not have had a great first season, but they were brought back and they became the fan favorites, and they got it right. I actually was looking forward to seeing, like, okay, who are you outside of the scandal?
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to be able to see that because when you sue the network alleging these activities, I just don't think there's a world to where you can come back the following season, because I am hearing they are going to be taping the next season real soon.
Let's talk about it though. Let's dig deeper into that, right? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, sis. Go ahead and make your point because I'm not gonna forget what I have to say. Go ahead,
Okay.
Claudia.
You know, my memory don't be memorying like it used
It's all
to.
good.
So.
It's all good. Yeah.
I'm just going to disagree about the star quality of Brit. I just don't
Go
see
ahead.
it.
Okay.
I don't see her as a star because I feel like she had to lie so much and kind of like not really be herself. She can't possibly be this way in real life. I feel like the way she's so easily triggered, like I can't imagine you have anybody in your friend in your life if that's how you behave all along. I feel like a lot of it was put on for television, including the expensive cars, the bags, and then not really being able to pay a bill at the country club, only bringing toilet paper and paper towels and maxi pads for a donation. I feel like she was putting on a personality that was crafted for what she thinks the fans a Real Housewives of Atlanta wants instead of being her authentic self. And we didn't really, I really felt like we never really got to see any vulnerable moments with her. The closest we may have came was when she kind of got a little, seemed to get upset in the beginning about these images. Now, wasn't there a scene, if I'm not mistaken, my memory's not as good as it used to be, okay, that she did show the image to her husband and they had a whole conversation about it? So which is it? Did you have the images in your possession and show him? Did you not? Was it not you? Was it you? You didn't see it. You did see it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the truth here is. And that's the problem. So with that being said, I don't think that if you have to constantly keep track of lies and stories you told, I don't think you have the potential of being a good reality star, Carlos. You know, we talked about this, having actresses on reality TV. A lot of times they're too in their head. And I think Brit is too in her head of what her gay bestie might think that would be a way to go on a show and read someone. And I think she's playing to that instead of what you should really just be. And I see a lot of these girls do what they think that maybe their guy, their gay bestie tells them, and I'm not, that's not me throwing anybody on the bus or coming for anyone, but you know what I'm saying? Yes, bitch, read her, do this. That's surface though. The stakes need to be higher when it's really about something. I feel like everything was just, she was looking for like a one-liner. It didn't ever really feel authentic to me. Sorry, I know that was long.
No, go ahead, Dustin.
No, I just really quickly, I agree with you, Claudia, and it is disappointing in Brit Eady's case specifically because that is the one thing that I do feel a little bit differently about because I did see promise in her as a housewife. There was a vixen-esque quality
True.
that she had, right? Where there was a sex appeal and edginess per se that worked towards her favor because we didn't know her, right? We knew nothing about her personality, nothing about her home life, but just looking at still images of her, there was a sexy, um, just like again, a vixen-esque quality about her that I think would have translated really well into keeping my interest as a first-year housewife, right?
She's glamorous. She's
Outside of
definitely
that,
glamorous.
yeah, outside of that, there was intention, there was effort made. Again, I know I talked about it last week, but if you really tap into what she was wearing in some of those confessional scenes, she had on the Roberto Cavalli dress that Aaliyah wore at the VMAs. Everybody remembers with the tiger stripes. Aaliyah's was, I think, yellow and black. Brit Eady had it on in red and black in her interviews. These are archived, real historical fashion pieces that are relevant. That sort of accessibility and even understanding that wearing something like that will be impactful, that it can and could have equated into a fascinating first season housewife. I think that the incident overshadowed and eclipsed everything, and I do think that Brit played into what she thought the fans wanted to see, or what she thought the fans wanted to hear her say, as opposed to just leaning into the authenticity. So I agree with y'all on that. I absolutely think excuse me, not Brittany, because her name according to Bravo is Brit Eady. I believe Brit played to the fans and it to her own detriment. That's it.
Yeah, she had the look. She's not an ugly girl. I'm sorry, Colin. She had the look. She had the fashion, even whether it was rented or not, right? And I'm not trying to comfort. Whether she was providing you the visual, that's why I think you guys were really disappointed and let down, because upon first sight, you're like, oh, who's this? It's interesting. But then her personality and her desire to play to the fans, I think every week made her drop lower and lower and lower in the ratings. I mean, in the rankings, because there was no authenticity except anger. You know, I was just always mad about something.
And even then, even in the anger, even in the confrontation, what makes confrontation on these ensemble cast reality shows interesting is the off the dome, witty, motherfucking natural, memorable phrases and sayings and witty retorts to shit that Claudia, you are an icon, right? One season or not, you're an icon for the way that you handled your motherfucking business in the paint with Nene Leakes, right? And with no intimidation. And as a person who knows you personally, you were being 100% yourself. And that was enough. And I think that's the difference. So I'm disappointed because I think, say what you want, like my feelings about the incident outside of it, Brit Eady, I think, had high hopes for herself for her first season. I feel sorry for her. I feel bad that her first season turned out the way that it did. I'm not excusing her of any anything that is on her. I'm not excusing her of any accountability or any responsibility in what has happened or in the way that this season turned out. I think all the makings and the pieces were in place. Shout out to the producers. I think they did everything they could do to set up a really dope ass season. I think season 16 was still good. They set up everything in the way that they could, but unfortunately, when people feel attached to or connected to the idea of defending themselves against all odds, we end up here. I think that's what happened. So it's unfortunate. I feel disappointed more than anything.
I agree. Listen. I'll close it by saying this, and we'll move on to the next topic. But I'll say this much: Brit had the potential, right? I agree with both you, Claudia, and Dustin in different ways. I was able to sort of familiarize myself with Brit prior to her coming on the show. And listen, I'm the king of reality, so I know everything that happens in this business, right? So when I heard that Brit was being considered, I did my own research. Not the way Kenya did, but I did my own research. And I was like, oh, listen, I'm Carlos King, so hi, I'm good. How are you? Thank you. I'll see you this weekend. Look, I'm hearing some good things about Brit. I think Brit has the potential. I low key think she'll be great for the show. I'm being honest. I give my 2 cents. I give my 2 cents when it came to Brit, based on early projections of what I heard. This is a true story.
Okay, journalist language. CNN early projections of the election.
I have a few awards from the New York Association of Black Journalists, but who's counting? But look,
you're a reality pundit.
Pun intended. So
a talking head, if you will. Yeah.
Let me stop because I've
been drinking too, Dustin. I've been drinking.
Claudia.
And I'm drinking water. Look, I said that to say she has so much potential. And when I saw the first episode, that's what I said. Like, I love Kelly. I love Brit. I thought she had everything. Dustin is right in the sense of the fashions, albeit rented, provided by stylists, celebrities do it. It's all good. She at least understood the assignment. Her stylist is this iconic person named Paris Shea in Atlanta.
Shout out Paris Shea.
Paris Shea is a fly motherfucker. So she was able to get somebody of that stature, and apparently he ain't cheap, child. So she paid
so there
for
you
his
go.
services.
Now we know the reason why. You know what I'm saying?
So she definitely was able to get that. I think what Claudia is saying is true too, in the sense of I know reality girls more than any motherfucker in this business.
Yes,
in this business. What Claudia is saying is true. Brit was too in her own head. Brit did not allow herself to be seen organically, authentically, and naturally. She was too much in her head. It's okay that you're not quick on your feet as a reader. Not everybody knows how to be a Nene, a Claudia, a Kenya. You know, even Sheree. Sheree is able to do it in a way that is comedic. Not Kim Zolciak. Let's be very clear. There are certain girls who are really amazing at being quick on their feet with the read. Brit wasn't that way, and that to me is fine. I wanted her to be more of herself. I don't know what happened to her this season. We'll get into tonight's episode. I'm going to say this. Let's just get right into it. Well, no, let me back up because there's something else I want to talk about first. I do feel bad for her. I hate that she has to go out this way, but this is her life. She's able to do anything she wants to do with her own life. If I was her friend, if I was Brit's friend, I would have said to her, there's other choices for you to make. I'm not in Brit's life. I'm not Brit. I don't know what she went through. So if this is what she felt she needed to do, more power to the woman. I personally would have said there's other ways to handle things, because this is something that she has to live with, and this is something to where it's not the legacy that you want for yourself. But again, this is her life.
I just want to add in real quick, as someone that I won't say that I'm an expert at female friendships, but I'm definitely a girl's girl, and I have a lot of really solid.
You 100% are. You're not a hater at all.
Thank you. I have a lot of really good friendships, long-term friendships with girls. What I get from Brit, and I know we're gonna move on from her, is I feel like Brit, her relationship with the girls was only on camera, and I don't think she cultivated those relationships off camera, because I think if she did, she wouldn't take everything so personal. You know, when you got a bestie, you can say, okay, I see you, or just give a little fake hug. You're not going to get defensive because you're like, that's my bitch, whatever. It's no big thing. But if you're only around each other during work hours, you may take every little thing as a slight, as a diss, getting defensive, and like, because you don't really have a history, you don't have a relationship with these girls. You know, like me and Annie, there's certain things she could say that someone else may think is shady, but I know like the backstory of that joke.
Ain't even tripping. Yeah,
you're not tripping. And it felt like Brit never really progress with anyone friendship wise. For a minute, it seemed like her and Portia were kind of starting to be not besties, but they would seem tighter. But like, it doesn't seem like she's had any progress friendship wise. You see Angela Oakley and Portia had that big thing, and then they even moved forward, and you could tell that they probably had some conversations off of camera. And I think Brit did herself a disservice by maybe not fucking with the other girls or whatever. Maybe they didn't fuck with her. And then we only see it when he shows up. So you can tell there's not a lot of love there for anyone. Even her and Kelly, they say besties, but I never really felt bestie energy between those two.
You're hitting the nail on the head, because even tonight, what episode number is this? 13, 14? This is episode 14, Los. What episode
14.
is this, bro?
15.
15, even worse.
14,
15.
Claudia? Yeah.
14.
Whatever the fuck it is, it's too damn late for us to be having a conversation at the table where Brit is telling the rest of the cast, not one person, not two people, but the entirety of the rest of the cast, telling them that she doesn't feel supported, or that they don't know her. And Portia is literally saying what you just laid out, Claudia. So for those people that think Claudia and Portia don't ever get along, you're wrong. Okay, Claudia, y'all laid out the same thing. Portia said, I never got a side call. I never got another conversation. Claudia, you were just saying like, yo, Brit, it looks like Brit is not making those connections outside of
Mhm.
the requirement of the scenes, and that's important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially in a show that's about people being friends. And again, feel how you want to feel. People have obviously taken sides when it comes to Kenya
Mhm.
versus Brit and made it Kenya versus Brit. If you step outside of that and just zoom out,
Mm-hmm.
I believe Brit Eady, Brit and Kenya could have ran this season
Mhm.
as a duo. There were so many options for her that I think if you want to lean into, say, call it what you want, if you want to lean into the villain role or whatever the fuck you want to call it, cool. You could have done it in different ways. And I don't think that she intended to fuck up the season. I don't think that she intended to ruin a relationship with Bravo and the powers that be in the bigger
Mhm.
umbrellas over Bravo. I think that she just felt like she had to play to the fans. And I felt like part of
Mhm.
her playing to the fans in her mind looked like being defensive
Mm-hmm.
as far as she could go with it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel bad that she never felt comfortable enough to just be herself and exist in the fullness of that.
And
That's all.
I'm gonna give another person credit and prop that y'all think I hate. Phaedra Parks did give good advice. You can't be beefing with everybody in an ensemble show. You can't, because then you're gonna be the odd man out. And then
Right.
guess what? They all gonna have scenes about you. And then you are out of there.
Yeah,
You
because
are
she
up out
just
of there.
beefed with the whole Married to Medicine cast. So she was talking about shit she knew. She just
Well,
came off of a season of Married to Medicine where everybody said her shit stunk.
I
So
was
you know
trying
what
to
I'm
be nice
saying?
because they be thinking I'm a hater, but you're right.
That's what happened. She was, I mean, say it's the same story though. You're still correct. She gave good advice, but it was advice that she got by way of lessons learned. That's the
I still think
difference.
Phaedra should have been a friend of the show this season too, giving advice, a friend of the show.
Well, speaking of friend to the show, I want to, before we move on to the rest of the episode, I do want to talk about what happened this morning or late last night, rather. Our friend Kenya Moore has a new series on her YouTube channel called
Yes.
Life Twirls On. She dropped her first episode late last night. Guys, subscribe to Kenya Moore's YouTube channel. The production of that mug is 10s across the
Flawless.
board.
Yep.
She looks amazing. I want to talk about the fact that Kenya Moore gave her dream cast for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And in Kenya Moore's dream cast, she mentioned Nene Leakes, Sheree Whitfield, Eva Marcel, Drew Sidora, Candy Burris, and Claudia Jordan.
What? She did?
Did you know that?
She
Did you know
did.
that?
Listen, people think that I come on here and I cap for her every week. I talk to Kenya like every year and a half. Like, we don't talk that much, but when we talk, it's all good. Damn, I don't know if she said that. I saw like a clip where she just looked beautiful and the production looked top notch.
It
But I didn't
was.
get to watch it. Damn, thank you, Kenya. I love you, Kenya. Thank you. I know we only talk every year and a half, almost every leap year, but I appreciate that. Damn, thank you. But Kenya's a
She
fan of
said,
Smart Shade.
I was going to say, so when she gave her reasons as to why she named each girl, Kenya Moore said Claudia Jordan is highly intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
That means a lot coming from her because I think Kenya's brilliant. I really do. Very
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Kenya.
So
Who is
Dustin,
this hoe?
what
Here's my sign.
what do y'all think about that list? Is it a good list that she named her dream
I thought
cast?
it was ridiculous, and I wish Kenya would have really taken it seriously. She said Brittany Griner and Issa Rae and a few other people,
That
and I
was
felt
later.
like, and then she also said that Angela Oakley was her favorite housewife because she could fit in with the other people. I felt like Kenya was reiterating and regurgitating, you know, and she was echoing what people have been saying about this season, and I wanted more from her. We finally get to hear you talk. And this what you got to say, Kenya? I wanted more. Now, was the production level flawless? Absolutely. Did she look crispy and beyond beautiful? She looked like the literal beauty brand, beauty queen, beauty standard that she is, 100%. Um, and it was good to see her because I've missed her. You know what I'm saying? But I thought that regurgitating or echoing what I know or what I feel comfortable assuming, right, that she echoed what people were saying about the show. Of course, you're gonna say Angela Oakley is your favorite because that's what people are saying right now. And you have been playing to what you thought the fans wanted to hear from you all this time. That's why we ended up holding that poster. You know what I'm saying? So I just want Kenya. I want better for Kenya. I miss her terribly on this show, and I want her back on this motherfucking show. And I can't wait to see episode 2 because it is an incredibly produced YouTube series. But don't just regurgitate what you see the fans saying. You know what I'm saying? I want more from her. That's all.
To Kenya's list, a lot of the women that she named are no longer on Housewives of Atlanta. So, as we said earlier, if only there was like a showrunner or a producer that we knew that we could possibly get a hold of that maybe could make a show and maybe do I don't know, it could be called, Carlos, Alpha Women. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we talked before about it could be like the castaways, all the people that Real Housewives let slip through the crack. I mean, just think about the ratings. I think we get more than 500,000 viewers.
So I'm so happy that we know somebody in common who can do all things through Christ who strengthens him. So I want to get
okay, take your part to the religious quote.
I'm gonna gag you really fast. Somebody came up to me in Detroit as Dustin was hosting the event too, and Claudia has fans, despite which I want to believe. So long story short, this woman comes up to me and she goes,
"What's the shade?
I just love me some Claudia Jordan." And I said, "Oh, you know me. Oh, she's great. She's great. This is the best part, Claudia." And I thought of you. I wanted to scream. She said, "Has she ever thought about being a pastor? Because she be preaching." I said, "Claudia."
I would tithe. I'm telling you right now, I would tithe.
First of all, I cannot give you one accurate quote from the Bible. The Lord is my shepherd. I see what I want. I don't know anything in the Bible. I just live my life in a good way. I don't know. I can't quote. But then again, isn't Omarosa Reverend? Who knows? If people like that. Fun fact: my grandpa was running a church for a minute, but I think he's passed now. Rest in peace, Tom Jordan. But I know he did it just to get bread. So I think anyone could probably do that. So hey. Thank you very much.
He did it to get bread. Not you talking about your grandfather in heaven. Okay.
Maybe. That was my dog. Please. He was a mess. He was a little scammer. He used to drive a limousine, not to work. Like that was his car.
That was his personal vehicle. Okay. Maybe he had a lot of friends, Claudia. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're a social butterfly, baby. You got it from your granddaddy.
My grandpa was a scammer. He'd be like, baby girl, who is a long distance provider? I'm like, do not ask me for my social security number, Grandpa. I'm not giving it to you because you don't put mortgages in your name and in your grandkids' names and then never paid them. He was a scammer. He's dead now, but that he never got me. But
you can say it then. Fuck it. What happened, Claudia?
I cannot. Well, listen, maybe he tied more than $250 with toilet paper and other toiletries. So
sanitary napkins.
And sanitary napkins. So in this episode, you guys are going to disagree with me, I think, and that's totally fine. In this episode, Shamea brings up the fact that Brit, who drives a Rolls Royce, carries a Birkin, only donated $250 and some toiletries, child. She sort of went around talking to her about it. She kind of got on Brit for not wanting to take shots. I felt that, and I love me Shamea. I felt Shamea was passive aggressive in this episode. I felt that Shamea had a hard on for Brit. One thing about donations, which I believe is in tithing, you should be a cheerful giver. And $20, $250, whatever the amount is, you should be able to accept, especially when it's something where you don't give somebody the monetary value of what you need. So if you telling me, Carlos, I need some donations, and you don't tell me the amount, I'm going to give what my heart wants me to give. And I did feel like Shamea was doing a lot in this episode. I did not like Shamea in this episode at all. I thought she was doing a lot, and I'm going to say this and not take it back. I was actually on Brit's side in this episode because I felt that Shamea should have been way more direct. Like, look, I have a problem with it. But to go around circles with the conversation, and then to bring up, because people got Rolls Royces and Birkin, and Britt was like, "You're talking about me," and she goes, "Well, we all drive Rolls Royces," and it's like,
yeah,
Shamea,
she was gaslighting her. She was gaslighting her for sure.
Like, Shamea, we're gonna watch the scenes in which you called her out to Kelly, and Kelly, I love you too. I felt that Kelly was acting very
Kelly, I'm gonna give her a
lapdogish.
pass. Kelly set the play up. Now we got to
No,
keep the
but
story on the
Dustin,
show
no, but
moving. Kelly
no,
set the
Dustin,
play
she
up
agreed.
perfectly.
But she agreed, Dustin. She agreed with
Even that was essentially the she did, and you're right, right? But even that, her agreement was pushing the story forward. And at that point, nobody else was, including Shamea, who said, "Well, she tried that car, she tried that car. Just say it." Well, you know what, Britt, you're right. I thought it was fucked up that you brought pillar to post to the donation, drive or whatever. I thought it was fucked up. Say it, Shamea, instead of gaslighting her, which is literally what she did. And it was disappointing because as a person who has loved Shamea and still loves Shamea on this show, right?
yeah,
Just because one thing happens that I don't understand, because it's not about me agreeing with, right? Everybody thinks you got to agree with something. Fuck your agreement. What I don't understand though is what Shamia said in that scene. And that's okay, that happens. But Britt was in the right saying, "Yo, you're talking about me, like what the fuck?" But she should have just stood in it like, "You're right, I didn't give a lot. I didn't feel like I needed to." They both could have taken more ownership of the narrative in that moment. That's all I'm saying.
I'm agreeing with what y'all are saying. I do agree that, listen, I just saw Shamia today and she kind of shared something with me that I can't share on tonight's show, but
Damn.
I don't know
Okay.
the order of what happened when, and maybe
well,
that's
not
why
to cut you
Shamia
off, Claudia. Has she been seeing the clips of our recaps?
she has, and she actually loves it. Actually, she said thanks for
What's
showing her
up,
love.
Shamia?
Yeah, she watches
What's up,
it.
Shamia?
She
She
watches
watched.
it,
Hey,
and
Shamea.
I
Go
took
ahead,
a
Claudia.
video that I'm gonna send her and I'm gonna share with you guys. And she definitely watches what we say. She said
Mm-hmm.
thank you. I actually gave her my 2 cents on a couple of things. She shared something. There's been a lot of talk going around town about possibly Britt making a comment about Shamia's daughter. She shared something with me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna share it until the show airs it. But if that happened before the scene, I could see why Shamia had it for Britt, because what she said
Oh,
was
okay.
was not cute. It was
Okay.
it was actually pretty fucked up. But if it happened after, I will say I do think that Shamea, um, at first glance she was definitely gaslighting Britt. Like, I have not really been here for Britt. Well, when you're right, you're right. When you're wrong, you're wrong. I wish Shamea would have said, instead of saying, well, some of us pulling up with, Rolls Royces and Birkins, you were definitely talking about Britt and we all knew it. And then when Britt said, I drive that, she said, we all do. No, keep it a buck and keep the same energy.
Right,
This is
right.
my issue with Britt. Now, I do agree. I don't think that, if you don't tell someone what you're looking for as a donation, they don't really know. Like, we did our prompting and we never told people an amount. And there was one person that was super rich that donated. We was like, that's it. But we didn't tell him what we wanted to raise. So we can't be like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and also where Britt messed up is when she did that scene, instead of standing by what she said what she donated, which was basically two packs of paper towels and some maxi pads, she lied and said her people were on their way back with
With
more
more.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a lie. So again, Britt, if you would just keep it a buck and stand by what you say, we would be able to give you more grace and rock with you. Be like, all right, she didn't know. But she sat there and her first instinct instead was saying, "Oh, I didn't know how much is it $1,000 range you're looking for? Is it 500? Are we just giving little things? Are we supposed to clear out our closets?" That really wasn't her fault. But what was her fault was lying and saying her people were packing up the rest of the stuff to bring it. And that wasn't the case. You was full
We
of
ain't
shit.
seen
So
nobody.
now, so now we got to hold now you again, a self-inflicted wound with that one.
Yeah,
Unforced error.
yeah.
You could have just said, "Oh, I didn't know. What you need? You need more? Okay. Well, I don't have it like that because I got to make this Rolls Royce payment, or I got to pay the clubhouse that $10,000, so I don't have that. But what I do have is this, and this is what you're gonna get." And that's it. Stand. All we asking for all y'all is stand by what you say, and don't be passive aggressive.
I remember when the season first was announced, and they started filming, right? Once they announced the cast, remember we had waited so long with bated breath for them to announce the cast. They announced the cast, and then we saw the cast members going live and doing like IG stories and shit. And I remember there was an IG story that Brit Eady posted where she was getting her hair done. A stylist was flat ironing her hair, and she was like, "We want to see them scalps this season." I don't know if y'all remember that, but she was like, "We want to see them scalps this, them edges, we want to see them scalps this season." And I was like, okay, like her even saying that, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like I don't know, I was just really, really intrigued and interested. And so to see her retreat so much in the scenes and to
Mhm.
see her take this posturing of like defensiveness as a reflex almost, you know what I mean? It just was surprising and disappointing. So I hate the way it turned out, and I really wish she would have showed up to the reunion to have her say. But now that that damn lawsuit was announced, it makes perfect sense why she didn't show up. She had a bigger play in place. So,
I don't think Brit Eady knows who she is. And
okay.
if you don't have any homegirls to like kind of hold a mirror up to you sometimes to be like, yo, like me and Annie, like, full disclosure, we had to have a conversation a couple weeks ago about something that happened in our friend group. And there was no raising of voices. Nobody got defensive. I said, this is how you made me feel on this thing. And then she said what she said. No one ever raised a voice. No one ever got mad. And there was like, oh, didn't know that. Thank you for pointing that out to me. And guess what? Squashed and moved on. That's how people act and are able to communicate with each other when they have healthy friendships with other women. If you don't have healthy friendships with other women, like let me tell you the biggest red flag with hanging with other women, and I do not hang with girls like this. Women that think their own beauty is the reason why they can't get along with women. And I only hang with guys. I only have guy friends because all the women hate me. No, most likely you're a pick me. And a lot of times women will pick up on very subtle communication things that women do, like when they lie or they're not keeping it a buck. Like women are really good with communication and men are really good with numbers and logic. So a lot of times we clock it early on. So if you're a woman that does not have a lot of female friends, I'm led to believe that you get clocked on your shit. You don't keep it a buck. Your friend, especially black women, they read you down. They see it coming a mile away. So, and if you're also a girl that only has guy friends, you're probably a pick me, and you lead with your sexuality, your sexiness, and your looks instead of like from who you are. I don't think she really knows who she is yet, and that's why she's done so much of a physical transformation on her outside. She switched up a lot. She lies a lot. She doesn't really. And she's not really that good at keeping track of her lies. I mean, I just clocked just now about the donation thing. Like you forget your stuff. And I think she needs to just like kind of work on herself a little bit, maybe her self-esteem. You know what I mean?
How do you think that goes into play? Because in tonight's episode, Shamea found out through Gerald that not Shiloh, Shiloh's the oldest daughter.
The baby is Shiloh.
The baby is Shiloh. Thank you. So
Yep.
Shiloh had a health emergency, and Gerald, Shamea's husband, calls her in the car, and the girls rally around her. They get back to the house, and Brit is like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna take the shots now," because early in the episode, Brit didn't want to drink. Shamea felt like she had a problem with it, etc. Brit did decide to take her clothes off and expose herself. She's a woman. She's grown. She could do what she wants to do. I do want to bring that up only because of what you said, Claudia, in the sense of, does Brit know who she is outside of like this world? Because when that happened, listen, I've seen Tamra Judge do it on OC Housewives. So women have done it on reality TV. But I think the reason why a lot of the audience felt a little surprised by it is because of the things that we heard was displayed on Kenya's poster board. So is that something that is a correlation to it? Is that something that she was just white girl wasted, just trying to have fun, and that's just that?
Yeah. Again, she doesn't know who she is. First of all, she's this classy wife that has all this money and wants to go test drive $500,000 cars, right? Then she brings toilet paper to a fundraiser. Then, her pictures get exposed and she's so heartbroken, and it's devastating that images of her in a sexual way would be some kind of thing. Then you're flashing titties at your girls. I don't know who you are. Like, yes, you don't have to be a monolith. Not a monolith. You don't have to be like one way all the time. I get that. but it just kind of like, it's confusing when you're on a TV show like this. It's like, we're trying to get to know you. And I don't really know, like, how would you explain Brit Eady's personality in one sentence? Can either of you do that?
Nasally. Here's my thing. Like, I think that first of all, I don't watch these shows to dislike people. I don't watch these shows to I don't hate watch these reality shows. I want to see people that I'm interested in. I want to see people that intrigue me. I want to see people that make me want to learn more and dig deeper into their existence, period. I want to be intrigued by how you look. I want to be interested in things you have to say. I want to be interested in what you have going on. I want to know as much about you outside of just you. I want to know about the peripheral characters that are essential to your story. I want to know all that. And so again, I didn't watch this show to dislike Brit Eady or to pick apart Brit Eady as a first year housewife. I didn't watch it for that. I watched it to be into Brit Eady. And when I saw her dressing well and being pretty and shit, and I wanted to know more. So I'm just disappointed. That's all.
And it wasn't the shot thing. Like, you didn't want to take shots when the time was right to take shots.
Right.
But once Shamea is crying and upset about her child, that's when you want to make it about you, and then you want to flash titties. Like, do you not read the room?
Misaligned. It's misaligned.
You don't read the room ever. Like, I hate that we spend so much time talking about this girl. Like, because who is this hoe?
No, the thing is this.
Who is this hoe?
No, the thing is this. It's because,
Allegedly.
listen, this episode wasn't my favorite of the season. It was whatever. But I think it's because everything that has happened since Thursday, she did not show to the reunion. She said the photo wasn't her. She files a lawsuit. She flashes people. I feel like the girls were ganged up on her in this episode. So listen, I will say this. What Brit has done in the past 4 days has made up for us not talking about her since episode 1.
We're talking now, baby.
We haven't talked about Brit in a very long time. We've been talking about Portia, Shamea, Angela Oakley, and every once in a while, Kelly. So I think it's one of those things where, and obviously Drew, but I think it's one of those things where she's in the hot seat this tonight in this episode recap because of everything that's transpired. But look, I think when it comes to the future of Brit Eady, whatever her heart's desires, I hope she accomplishes it. I always say this, and I'm gonna end this with this. Anytime somebody auditions for one of my shows, I'll keep it to myself. Like, in terms of like my shit.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime somebody wants to be on a Carlos King produced show, the one question I always ask them is, what do you want to get out of this? Yeah. Because if your goal is just to be a reality star, you're never going to be satisfied. Ever. Because you have to want more than just being on the show. If you want to promote businesses, great. If you want to, whatever you want to do, it has to be something bigger than the show. Mm-hmm. And what I got from Brit as of today, we have 3 more episodes left, 15, 16, 17 for this season before we get to our reunion. As of today, I have no idea what Brit Eady's goal was doing the show.
Well, maybe you find out if you interview her, because I feel like the Carlos King Brit Eady sit down is on the horizon. I don't know if anybody else feels that in their shando, their spirit, or their chakras, but I do. And so I can't wait, Lois, because I feel like you're really going to get to what we need to get to. So I can't wait.
Do you think I feel like I know the answer to this. I feel like maybe
you're muted, baby.
I'm using a different cord. Sorry. Okay. She had a better, like, she needs a producer that knows what to do with her. And I think if Carlos was her producer, although that's beneath him because he's the executive producer, but if he was one that's her day-to-day handler, would kind of like rein in some of this energy that
guiding her. Yeah.
Like, are you sure you want to do that? Because that's not really good look, but just kind of giving her like a little bit of some guidance. It seemed like they just let her just do whatever. And then when she gets herself in these predicaments, they're like, oh, well, and she's kind of out there. She clearly doesn't know what she's doing. And I think that, again, not knowing who you are, she can't just be her. Like, it feels like she just morphs into, like, you know, in the scenes, you see her like jumping into beefs that have nothing to really do with her, being so angry. Like, there's really no reason why, like, the way she jumped down Angela's throat, like so many episodes ago, the way she's so on 10, like she's always ready to go. And it's like, child, what is going on with you where you're always like ready to go? And it just could have gone so much better, you know. But again, I don't think she has it. I don't. Not for this. I think she should take her ass over to one of the more ratchet shows because she was there.
I get it. I was just saying, I get it.
But aesthetically, yes. You know, I mean, she's made herself to look like a Temu Nicki Minaj, and you know, it's not ugly. She's definitely a pretty girl, but it's giving like even her look. She fashioned herself to look like the most popular hip hop star out there. You know what I mean? Like I think it's weird. Like the resemblance is uncanny. Okay, it's uncanny. That cannot be by accident. It's weird. Imagine if I show up on a reality show and I had surgeries and I end up looking just like Tyra Banks. You'd be like, "Bitch, is you okay? Are you okay? Like,
who is this? I'm teasing. Like,
what if I put contacts in and really?
Carlos, please.
Someone very famous.
I have to say, I have never said it on this live ever. And I didn't even finish it. But it was definitely the time for me to say, if Claudia shows up looking like Tyra Banks, I would say, who is this? And that's it. I'll leave it at that. All right. So look, Claudia, Dustin, thank y'all so much for hopping on Sunday. I know you two are busy. You got lots to do. Have fun, Claudia. Make sure y'all watch Claudia tomorrow. Well, Claudia,
yes.
tell us what you're doing tomorrow.
Oh, do you see that dress right there? That's my gown for the BET presenting. Oh, I'm gonna give y'all a sneak peek. Hold on.
Congratulations, girl.
Thank you.
The dress.
Pretty.
Pretty.
And I didn't go over budget. I live within my means. Okay. It ain't designer, but it's cute. I found some logos. It is not any of the name brands, but it looks pretty on me. And yeah, we're going to concentrate on the hair and the makeup tomorrow. So I'll be on stage with the cast of Run. My best friend's a star. Annie Lanza, Marcus Houston, Erica Mena, Erica Pinkett, Drew Sidora. She'll be with us as well. And we're all going to come on stage. And I don't know who gets to talk or whatever, but we'll figure that out tomorrow. But we're going to be on stage on the BET Awards tomorrow. And then we're going to go out and kick it afterwards. So yeah.
Can't wait to see you on TV.
I'm going to get some tea from Drew. I'm going to get her. I'm going to get her. I'm going to get her to give me some tea.
All right, and Dustin, talk about the more tour stops you have coming up.
Yes,
your one-man show.
Thursday night, June 12th, this Thursday, I'll be in LA at the Elysian. You can get tickets at DustinRossLive.com. I will be in Chicago this Saturday night as well. So you can get tickets at DustinRossLive.com. Philly's coming up, lots of shows coming up. So DustinRossLive.com and LA and Chicago. I'll see you motherfuckers in a couple of days.
And DC
right.
on the 1st.
Yes, coming right up.
Come right up. Okay, the last thing, Carlos, my friend at Zank Bias Blaze has been trying to take you out on a date.
What you
wow.
gonna do,
Who
love?
is this? I'm teasing.
Well, Carlos, since you're single, you're available to go on dates, right?
Claudia, Dustin, thank y'all so much for hopping on this live. I will see y'all raindrops. I love y'all so much. And we will see you guys. Make sure y'all watch Claudia tomorrow, the BET Awards, hosted by Kevin Hart.
And accidentally informed on Wednesday. But Carlos, you're available to be taken on dates, right? Because you're single. Everyone's single here, right?
I'm very much single, yes. Love y'all. Bye, Rachel.
Bye.